Yo, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the TheStankCast. I'm your host, Hamstank. He's your co-host, Craig Moo Cowie. Craig, say hello to the people.
What's happening, people?
What's happening, everybody? It's another episode. We're going to go a little bit deeper in on some of our last topics from the last pod we did, just the two of us. Now, we were talking about the enhanced games, yeah. If you remember rightly, you were going on about these enhanced games where all the athletes were allowed to take whatever supplements they wanted, right?
Yeah, I made a comment about should they do something where the athletes are allowed to just be only juiced, or like they're allowed to be, and then someone actually sent us
there was a good clip actually of that you got out of that, of you speaking about it cutting to me and just nothing going on upstairs.
Empty,
nothing going on. What did someone send you?
Somebody sent us the Instagram page for the enhanced games, which is literally exactly as it sounds. It's just like you're allowed to use it. There's no testing, and it's like the idea of seeing how much they can incorporate science into the games so that they can do stuff. So
it's just saying what the ultimate peak is for the human
records
body.
Yeah, they want to try and break all the records with the thingy. So they're doing it in I had it here as well, and I've just gone to think it off. But they've got 5 sport areas that they're picking from. So it's going to be combat stuff, which is, I'm going to say, that's the bit that I'm not sure if I agree entirely. Like when it comes to like sports that involve like fighting physical each other, harm, that's a little bit much. But they're doing gymnastics. Where's it gone? I had it.
What about in jiu-jitsu?
That's different because you're not like punching or kicking them in the face. Do you know what I mean?
You're
like,
not causing. You're not.
It's not as vicious in that sense. But it's really annoying me. I had exactly what it was because I've got it on the computer here, and I had it up, and I was gonna read off of them, but then I got engorged looking at one of the other pages, and now I can't find it. Good job, me.
Yeah, well done. You seem to be more in favour of it than I am, to be honest.
Right,
you said you were all for it.
Yeah. So they're going athletics, aquatics. So there'll be swimming ones.
These are the
areas that they're going to like do the games in. So there's going to be athletics, aquatics, gymnastics, combat, and strength. So there'll be like powerlifting stuff. And the combat picture seems to be 2 guys wearing like MMA gloves, and one of them's like half squatted over the other one away to punch him in the face. So it sounds like it's going to be MMA. And then the gymnastics is on like a pole, one of the. I
kind of don't mind it for the for like the swimming and that.
Yeah,
I really don't mind it for that, because that would be quite interesting to see what a human could do. Like, so I would be quite interested to see how much that would impact them in the water. But for the rest of them, I'm not really too interested, to be honest.
How athletics, man! See how fast somebody can run.
Yeah, I get it.
See some guy running like fucking.
Do you not think that just like totally?
Do
you not think that just like totally like what am I trying to say? The Olympics has been going on for like generations, right?
Yeah.
And it's been like the pinnacle of sport. It's been like the Olympics is like they've set the whole point of the Olympics is that they're clean athletes. I know the Olympics themselves came out and said that like 40% of the athletes or something end up being on stuff. But like they pride themselves on being clean, the pinnacle of what an athlete the human body can do. Mm-hmm. And then what's the point in then just going? It kind of undermines it, if you know what I mean. These guys then just going, well, we could probably do better if we just actually put stuff in us, and then we could actually run further than you guys or faster than you guys. It's just like it undermines all the hard work put in before. I know the guys that are taking the roids and still work hard.
Yeah, but that's why you still
they won't have to work as hard.
You still keep them separate, because it seems to be, from what they're saying, is it's like they think that they seem to be genuinely pretty convinced that by having an enhanced games, it'll end up making the actual Olympic Games cleaner as well. Because then the people that are on the juice will just go, well, I'm just on the juice, I'll just come.
Yeah, but then again, if more and more people just take the easy way out and just keep taking the juice, then there's going to be barely any athletes, and you're going to miss out on some of the top athletes who could have broken records without anything. And but then
imagine the records will break with something.
Yeah, but fuck, man, that's not what it's not what the natural human body can do, which is what the Olympics is all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it depends, because like I said, to a certain extent, it's still just finding out what the human body can do, like what it's capable of. Like a lot of the stuff that we put in our bodies isn't natural nowadays, and it's like
Yeah,
a lot of stuff that you've got to think in the real natural human body, we wouldn't be putting these things in our body, we wouldn't be having these, so what's to say that that's any different? And at least that's getting you something at the end of it, like some performance, rather than just putting something in your body. There's got to be
health risks towards it as well. Like,
there is, of course, but
if you're also doing like these enhanced games, like going in the future, more and more people, if it becomes like a big thing, like runs alongside the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would ever be as big as the Olympics, because the Olympics is all over the world, literally. So I don't think it would ever be as big, but if it was to run alongside it, right, and then all the athletes just went, well, I'd rather take the juice and take the easy way out and try and break records on that. More and more people are just going to keep doing that. And you're going to get like kids that are just going to end up wanting to do that, and then they're going to start taking
but then it's
younger.
It's then that's about access. Like kids are never going to be able to get access to it anyway, unless they're doing it through avenues that they would do it through anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I get that, but like people find a way, man.
Yeah, I know, but like people are going to find a way regardless.
You know what I mean? Let me just see how fast the guy can run, man.
No, yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, like people are going to find a way regardless, and it's like, why not? Like, because the way they put it, right, which is the bit of it that makes sense to me, is right, is one of them, he is a runner, but he's past, like he's a little bit older now, so he can't really like compete to the same level as what he was able to before. So the only way for him to be in a position to get back to that level was for him to sort of have some sort of level of testosterone. Do you know what I mean? Well, to have a higher level of testosterone, and so
yeah, I get
and
that.
then obviously it's for like body repair and stuff like that. So it allows them to behave like when he was young. So it keeps these people, like a lot of athletes, they've got like 5 years of their life where they're doing all this mad stuff, and then they maybe make a bit of money, and then when they fall out of what it is they're doing, then they just can't do it anymore.
No, I
and then
fully
they've got to try and
understand,
teach it or coach it and other things like that. So it's like this keeps an athlete, well, gives these athletes an opportunity to continue doing what it is.
In that case, call it the senior games for people who are past their prime, who use roids.
No, but it's more not past their prime necessarily, but it's also like like physically, like their body's not good for it. You know what I mean? Like they're getting old to the point that they can't recover fast enough, so they can't train the way that they're meant to train. Do you know what I mean?
It just leads like that's. I totally understand that for repair and for like.
So they can have a career.
Yeah, and for the career that it could sustain them, which I totally understand. But if you're doing it like they'll say a lot of the other times the Olympics is filled with younger people anyway. So if for in a world it did work, you could say if you were not on roids up until a certain point and then went on roids afterwards, and you could then go into that. But
I think the problem then is
I wouldn't suggest fucking putting it out there and just saying anyone who's on it can come in. I think it encourages more people to take them. And there's so many health risks that comes with not giving it in the proper avenues. Right? If you don't get it from a reliable source, and there's so many health risks that can come from it. Unethical as well. Like there's a lot of ethical reasons that you wouldn't.
I'm glad you corrected yourself there.
Sorry.
You said ethnical.
Yeah.
Slapping.
But there is, and I just think it's a tricky one that can lead you down dangerous paths.
Yeah.
If it's not controlled properly, you would need a sanctioning body that controlled it properly. Well,
what they've said here is, right, they've said on
Can I just ask first before you read that?
What?
Where's this coming? Where is it? Not your information, but the enhanced games. What country set it up?
The guy that set it up is where is he? Our team. Let's see. So, Dr. Aaron D'Souza.
I'm
PhD,
assuming it's America.
Christian Angermeyer, co-founder. Okay, so founder of investment group. Life Sciences, co-founder of Life Sciences.
Is it not like the first one this year? Did you not say it's the first enhanced games this year?
Yeah. It looks like it's probably an American thing.
I thought I just assumed it would be America that have set it up.
Yeah, it looks like it's an American
maybe that's
thing.
unfair of me.
Now, based on only judging by like the companies that the guy's involved with already, and then he's the co-founder, founder, and president. He is a co-founder, Open Venture Capital Fund, Law, Oxford University, PhD at the University of Melbourne. So one of them's from Australia.
Okay. Or at least went to school there.
So Australia or America, that's my best guess I can give you then.
Fair. Well, when is it this year? Do you know? And what were you going to read out before that? Sorry, before I interrupted you and asked what it was for. Sorry.
They've said, it was just, he's a fucking minute man. Okay, now. They've gotten a bit that's safer sport. So they've said, as in quotes, let's be clear, drug testing is about fairness, not safety. The Enhanced Games aim to be the safest sporting event in the world. At the Enhanced Games, we prioritise athlete safety. In partnership with top scientists and clinicians, we are developing a full system medical pre-competition screening protocol to enable athletes competing in the protect athletes competing in the Enhanced Games. So there'll be a medical screening competition, a pre-competition screening to obviously try and, I'm assuming, gauge like
what level
that some of them aren't like just
on.
Jamming themselves full of gear and hoping like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'd imagine they'll work with them to make sure that when they're taking them, they're not just hoofing a bunch of gear in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I get what you're saying. Like, it is like then just encouraging more and people to do it and stuff like that. But like, if you look on social media just now, the amount of like health and fitness influencers that are just juiced up people. Yeah. They're just people that are just geared up beyond belief, and it's now at the point where like people just come out with it too, and they just say like, "Yep, I'm hopping on this gear. I'm taking this, and this, and this is my stack, and so on and so forth." So I don't think them doing that is any worse than that. If anything, it's better because they're actively trying to promote it in a safe fashion, like making a big forefront.
It's a lot harder to gauge fair competition though when you're putting two athletes up against each other who may be on a different... I know you're just saying there that they're going to pre-test them, but there's no way of actually gauging how much someone else is... Like if you're competing against somebody...
You can, because you can blood test and check how much, like say like what their test levels are. So if somebody's coming and they've got test levels that are like wildly high because they're clearly just jamming a bunch of stuff in. But yeah, because then they'll come away and surely you'd imagine like set like rules and boundaries or something like that as to what level, like how on it you're allowed to be. Do you know what I mean?
Like see at the start of the race, is it going to come up with like the 6 lanes? The races are in the 6 lanes, right? And then it's going to come up with the stats for each person, where they're from, what country they're from,
what their test levels
and there's going to be their test levels above them, and be like, this guy's 20% test. You know what I mean? There's going to be like that.
I think what it seems like
it just seems like it's an unfair.
They've said they're going to have athletes that they pay them. Like they just pay them to be athletes, and then they also, so it's not like you have to come along, you have to win to get money. Do you know what I mean? Like they'll be paid to just compete. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know, but it looks more like it'll be like a kind of like a fight promotion thing. Like all these athletes will be Enhanced Games athletes. So they'll be paid and they'll work for Enhanced Games. So it'll be Enhanced Games that'll do all their drug stuff with them. So they'll be the ones that like they'll meet with doctors, and the doctors will go, we think you could do with having your testosterone levels being this much higher, and we think it'll get this, and then they'll basically just build these guys to be like fucking absolute savage athletes, and then make them compete against each other.
Okay, you might have swayed me a little bit. Either way, I'm going to watch the first one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Do you know what? Like, there is. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of like kind of about it. Like, I'm not really sure if that's a good idea. But then at the same time, like, and it's hard because I'm going to say if it's done properly, which is so hard to make sure it's done properly. But if it's done properly, like, honestly, why not?
There's no reason why.
Honestly, why not? Like, it's not like they're trying to hide it. Like, they're making it very clear that it's not normal people. Like, they're on juice and shit like that. But like, why not give people the opportunity to be athletes for a little bit longer, you know what I mean? And then, like you say, be able to see what their bodies are really capable of. And
it would be interesting to see how fast someone can run 100 metres on juice too.
Like, imagine they come with the first one and then just the absolute blast all the world record. Like, just fuck them all.
Just feels dirty to me a little
bit.
Like
I say, it's a hard gauge because it's against a clean person. So you would then need to try and gauge like what the difference is, and be like, okay, well that's the record, but for just.
You would need to know, like, for to get like a good example of what test could do. You would need to know how fast this guy could possibly run without test. Because you can't, because you've been on it for that long. He won't have records and even if he has, he'll get better. Like as you got older, you would have got stronger, faster. So.
Because that's the thing, like, it's more like the improvements that you'll get from the after effects of the testosterone, so it's not like give them it and then instantly they'll run faster, do you know what I mean? So, the time's hard to gauge what the difference would be exactly, but...
because you could have somebody who would normally run, like, a 10-1, could probably end up running an 8-7 or 8-9 on the test, you know what I mean? if it's that much better, and everyone will think he would have been faster than Usain Bolt anyway. But
then they just need to get Usain Bolt on the test.
He's too gone, man. He's too gone now. You've seen him play a few charity matches.
No, that's what I'm saying. Usain Bolt, you give him the test, it'll bring him back to his youth again, man. He'll be rapid all over again.
Usain Bolt now? He must be in like 40s.
I genuinely don't actually know. Let's find out.
He must be in his 40s now.
Oh, I can't find out.
What a legend he was, ripping up the scene back in the day, man. Now, he can't even be that old, surely.
I'm sure he ran not that long ago.
Nah. Remember the Olympics is every 4 years as well. How often do you watch athletics, realistically?
Yeah, but I don't think it's like a case of he only ever runs when the Olympics is on. You think he's 43? Let's have a look. It'd be really nice if I could just get like his information.
Does it not just come up with his age?
No, actually. I know that sounds really weird, but it doesn't. It doesn't just. I've typed in Usain Bolt and it doesn't just say how old he is.
Why not just type in how old is he?
I'm about to do that, but I was trying to be a little bit more rather than being off and on camera over and over again. You know, so
I'll just sit here silently while you do it. Don't worry.
The idea is actually not to sit there silently, so the camera goes to you. But okay, right, 37.
I don't play by the rules, bro. He's 37. Oh fuck, he could still run.
Yeah, fucking right. Especially if he was on the juice. Like I say, there's two guys mainly. Cyborg. He's
Chris Cyborg.
He's a grappler.
Yeah.
No, not Chris Cyborg. It's
he was
a male. A male.
She was a fighter.
And
she's still fighting.
Yeah, but in like PFL or Bellator or something like that.
She's the champion, though. She was. Anyway,
Fucking hell, man. I forgot what I was going to say now.
You're on about some guy called Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg and...
I don't know who you're on about then.
Another guy. I know, but they're older guys. They're athletes and they're in their 40s and they still compete at like IBJJF events and win golds and stuff because they're all...
I just assumed
geared up.
Like Chris Cyborg looked like she's on the roids as well, though.
Yeah, but she looks like the kind of person that took too many and now like it won't go away. Like took too much roids back in the day and just now it's like hitting a fucking permo.
Yeah.
Like she's just hit like a permo roid fucking thing. So she's just hench all the time. Yeah.
She looks like a proper bulldog, man.
She's a big girl.
When she fights as well, she's mental.
Well, I'm gonna keep an eye on it though, mate, and we'll need to look into it. And when it comes on, we'll definitely look to watch it because I'm intrigued to see what it is.
If the first one's this year, then I'm absolutely all down for it. Especially if we talked about it a little bit, and if you're looking into it more and see what. I mean, we say we're not that keen on the MMA one, but still gotta watch it.
Oh, I'll definitely watch it because it'll just be like UFC pre 2000 whenever USADA came in when everybody was just it was just a bunch of roidheads. Yeah, like.
I'm also be very excited for the athletics. You were right. You said it right at the start. Imagine watching someone on the roids.
Like long athletics. Jump. Can't just fucking.
Yeah. Oh, see, when I said athletics, I was thinking gymnastics. Cause I'm an idiot.
Well, gymnastics was a separate bit. It was athletics and gymnastics.
Did you say gymnastics?
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that's what I was thinking.
There'll be people doing like fucking octuple fucking front flips or something like that. Whatever that is for eight of them.
See some of the girls that do like the horse. With the two handles, it's just like a long beam with the two handles on it.
Long beam with the two handles?
Yeah, it's just like a long brown beam with two handles sitting on it like that. And then like the girl or the guy will be on top of it. And they'll just be swinging their legs around.
Yeah.
It's mental the stuff they do on those, man. Imagine some of them on roids. That would be
exactly, mate.
Unbelievable, actually.
I would watch it. Well, I will. We will watch it.
Yeah. Tell you something I wouldn't watch. Maybe watching the derby anytime soon.
Why is that, Steve?
I've been getting a few messages from some Rangers fans recently. Rangers.
Was it just Rangers fans?
Yeah, Celtic fans didn't care. Or at least none that messaged me.
What does that tell you?
Just saying. But I was getting some hate for the last comment about being a championship team. But I'm gonna have to stand by it. I'm gonna have to dig my heels in and say that, like. We had a mate comment on it on the Instagram post saying he just doesn't believe it if we had the financial. He's not even a Celtic or Rangers fan, Nicky.
Yeah, United.
United. He's not even a Celtic or Rangers fan, and he was like, "I'd have to disagree if they got the money and the backing from the TV and all that." And I understand that point of view, right? I understand that point of view that if they got all the money and that, they might be as big as club and they would probably survive or struggle for relegation in the Premier League. Some people would say they'd be like fighting top four if they had that, but they just don't.
What in the Prem?
Yeah, if they had like the same financial fair play as the rest of the big clubs. Because the way I look at teams like Swansea, who are like a Welsh team competing in the English Premier League.
Yeah.
They float in between the Championship and the Premiership. So that's the type of team I would say Scotland. And both those teams are in Glasgow. So as it is, they fight for half the fans of the whole country.
Yeah.
So I just think if both of them were in there wouldn't be enough to sustain both the teams. Like, you'd have to get better. They would, for a start, they do well now, right? Because they play diddies. They play absolute diddies. Like, they play Hearts and Hibs and St Mirren and teams like that. It's just pointless. And Johnston, pointless.
Yeah.
Like, if you go and watch the football they actually play, they don't get tested until they play each other, and then they don't play. See, if they were to play like an English team in Europe, right? They might pull out a performance like Celtic when they played Liverpool. I can't remember how long ago that was.
I say but I have absolutely no idea what
Celtic
happened.
played Liverpool a couple of years ago in the Champions League, I believe, and they drew both. I want to say they drew both the games with Liverpool, but I think Liverpool went through it on goal difference or something. I can't remember. I don't watch the team, so I can't remember exactly, but they can perform like against the big teams when it's like a one-off game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're getting hyped up because you're playing Liverpool, but if you're playing in the Premier League every day or every week, there's a new team you're travelling to every week. There's like other side of the country. There's harder competition every week rather than once every 4 months. You know what I mean? You're fighting because the Premier League, the standard in the Premier League are way higher. You've got teams like Everton, even like people. What was Nicky said? Bournemouth. Teams like Bournemouth. That's a fucking hard team you got to play. Like, Bournemouth are a solid squad. Like, they're sitting almost bottom of the Prem right now, right? But if you were to go and put that Bournemouth team in the SPL, they'd probably be sitting second or third. You know what I mean? They'd be fighting in there. They're not. I don't think they would be in relegation in the Scottish Prem. So you put Rangers and Celtic in there. If you put them against that Burnley side with Vincent Kompany as a manager, they're going to struggle because Vincent Kompany's they haven't won a lot of games this season because it's their first year back up.
Yeah,
and just it hasn't worked out. But he's got a lot of potential to turn that team around. But like I'm saying, you put Rangers and Celtic in there, they're facing teams like Newcastle every week, Chelsea the other week, Arsenal next week, United, City, Liverpool, Everton. You got Tottenham. You got loads of teams that you could rifle off that they're going to be facing week in, week out. And I just didn't think they would have the stamina. They wouldn't have the squad depth for it. Even to get the squad depth, to get players to come down to Scotland, the only way they would get more players is because they would entice them by saying they're in the Premier League.
Yeah. I think even then, when we were on about it, like, I think my idea was of it was like right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you were to take Celtic and Rangers right now and just go, you're in the Premiership this league, like.
Yeah. If you're not giving them any of the financial stuff,
they would get humped and be down in the Championship.
Absolutely, especially like you could make an argument Celtic would do well just now because their squad isn't great, right? But it's still better than Rangers is just now. Yeah, unfortunately, because a lot of my friends are Rangers fans, but it is what it is. Right now, Celtic are top of the league, I believe. Oh my god, I might be making an arse of myself.
You want me to find out? Is that what you give me that look for?
Because I don't care about either of the clubs. If I was to choose a Scottish team, it would probably be Dundee. But that was because when I was growing up, my dad was a Dundee fan. He was from Dundee, so.
If you had to choose it, if I had to choose, I always used to say Celtic though. When we were in school, I always just used to go Celtic. But I think that's because, like I've said before, because my dad and brother both support Rangers.
Well, there was a moment in time when I was a wee man where I was a Rangers fan, but it's a fleeting thing. Like, I only chose Rangers because the guy up the road supported Rangers. Big Andy G.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? And then that was when I just started watching football. And they were the only two teams you could choose from in Scotland was Celtic and Rangers because no other team won anything and did anything apart from Aberdeen. But
see,
shout out to Sir Alex. Big up the mandem.
Do you know why it's so difficult to actually try and just see like who's winning the league? Celtic, then by Rangers. Heart of Midlothian is third.
Yeah, Hearts, yeah.
Oh,
bro, come on. You didn't not realise that was Hearts.
My bad.
Oh, bro.
My bad. I thought it would just say Hearts on the thing.
Genuinely, Americans know better ball knowledge.
Just that. Funny, eh? Do they really? Show me some soccer. Yeah, they are 1 point ahead.
Celtic are
1 point ahead.
How many games have you played?
Oh, they've played one game more though.
Who Celtic have?
Yeah.
Or Rangers have a game in
Rangers
hand?
have got a game in advance. A game in advance, game in hand.
And how far are they
Me
both
try
off third?
my
How
football
far are they
socks.
both off third place?
Third place is 15 points behind Rangers.
What we're talking about here?
Without a game to play.
Yeah, of course.
Or Rangers have just got to play Dundee. All the rest of the
Dundee
teams
United.
have 30, but
Or is it Dundee?
just says Dundee.
No, Dundee United are in the championship.
I thought, what, you didn't even know that? Didn't even know that Dundee United... Come on, man.
No, they are the top of the championship.
It says that Dundee and Rangers are the only two to have 29 games, so they obviously must be playing each other next. So if Rangers win that, which I'm assuming they're probably likely to...
Dundee are sitting like 6th, though.
7th.
Oh, they're close to 6, because I'm pretty sure they're
Hibs
fighting...
is above them 2 points, so
Yeah,
if they
so
win, they'll go 6.
Dundee need a win to go up to the top 6, because the league gets split in half after like half the season, and then the top 6 play each other and the bottom 6 play each other.
Oh, that makes sense. That's actually a good idea, to be fair. 1-11. I don't understand. Wow. So Rangers have actually won more games than Celtic. Celtic have just drawn 3 games and Rangers haven't.
Yes, Rangers have obviously been beat more.
By
1.
Yeah.
Well, if you're just taking the teams as they are now,
Yeah.
and put them straight into the Premier League, they struggle a lot. Like, I honestly think that one of them gets relegated one year, the next one the next year.
Yeah.
If you're just putting them in straight away, if you give them all the finances and stuff, I'd probably say that they could survive in the Premier League a couple of years, but they would need to do a lot more with the facilities at both clubs, i.e. like training grounds, recruitment, getting people physios and stuff in for players, like recovery, everything like that. Everything would have to go like a step up, but that probably would come with all the money, but that would take a couple of years. So like I said, they would be fighting. And don't even get me started on the fact that they both love to call each other corrupt. They're both corrupt as fuck, man.
What, Celtic and Rangers?
Both of them are, man.
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
How?
Like, because look at Rangers. They got what's the word for it? Mind just got sent back to the bottom leagues because the financial fair play stuff, and they were being shoddy.
Did they not get shut down? Is it not a different club?
You're starting a lot there, bro. Yeah, starting a lot there. I'm the one poking the bear, and you're the one just going in fucking hell for leather, I tell you that.
Well, is that not what it is, Rangers? It's not. It's. I know
Well, that's
they're
what
called
the
Rangers,
Celtic
but
fans-
it's not actually Rangers. Like,
No,
it's a
they're
different
called
club.
the Rangers, I believe.
And it's like a different company, different club.
Nah, man, they still have all the same cups. They still have all the same trophies.
How does
I'm
that
not
work,
starting
though?
a
How
war
are they
yet.
allowed
Like, I'm
that?
not wanting my inbox filled with like bomb threats and that. You know what I mean?
But how are they allowed that? I don't get that. How are they allowed if they
I don't know.
liquidate and had to turn a different company? How did they manage to?
I think they were probably saved by their supporters club and fundraisers probably to. I don't know.
Mad.
I can't even pretend
So
to know.
now they're called the Rangers.
Fuck those. I'm pretty sure they're still Rangers because they've still got all the same honours and all the badges and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they're the same club, bro. I'm not fucking. I poked the bear. I'm not waking up.
I just want to annoy people. Sorry. Side point as well. I think it's mental that the SPL is sponsored by a fucking online car garage, basically. That's Cinch. You're going to buy cars.
Is that what that is?
That's it's a car. It's where you're going to buy cars, and they'll deliver it to your house, your car, like an online shop for motor vehicles.
The SPL doesn't bring in a lot of money, man. You gotta think the amount of people that watch it that live in Scotland. There's more people that live in London.
Yeah, I know, but surely more than do you know? No, was it say surely more than just Scottish people watch the SPL? But
Well, why would they? I don't watch the Northern Irish League. I don't watch the Portuguese League.
maybe I'm just having a little bit of a.
I watch the top leagues. I watch.
Like, because I'm from here, I feel like other people should know what's going on here.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Why are people not watching the thing from my country?
Yeah,
That doesn't
why
make sense. Yeah.
Why does nobody know?
You mean I'm not the centre of the universe? What?
Yeah. Well, yeah, people watch the best football, and the best football comes in the English Premier League, the La Liga.
Is that Spain?
Yeah, and the Bundesliga, which is Germany.
The Bundesliga.
Bundesliga. But that's not a league filled with just big batty women, which I know you would watch.
Who, me? That's not what you're talking about.
Man's got dripping and pussy all around his flat. And I'm not talking about cats. Moving on from that.
Yeah, Swift. I needed to see where you were going to take that.
No, I'm talking about that. I don't want to get you in trouble. Nothing happens, I swear. Everything we do is on camera anyway. That's all I want to say about Celtic and Rangers.
Yeah.
Probably right. If I'm being genuine, if they were to get the financial backing and stuff, they would probably survive a couple of years in the Prem.
Yeah.
But I don't see them ever being a top 6 club unless they got major like
Funding.
major funding, like Arab funding, like oil money or royalty money. If they were to get something like that and be in the EPL with all their money, then they could compete.
Yeah.
But
well, I guess we'll never know anyway. So
yeah, it's actually quite a shame that you'll never get to see it.
yeah, you'd never know how well we'll gauge against.
But if you put the current teams in there right now, they struggle like fuck.
Yeah, they're in the championship.
They struggle, bro. They really struggle. Some of those championship teams are good as well. It's not even that's not the right word I was going to say. I was going to say dishonour to Celtic and Rangers. But
a disrespect to Celtic
yes,
and Rangers.
that's the exact word I was going to say. It's not even a disrespect to Celtic and Rangers. Some of the teams are just good. Like, you've got Leicester, who are a good performing side. You know, teams like Sunderland and that, who have been really bad recently, who are coming back. They're a big club. Not as big as Celtic and Rangers, right enough. They've got probably about the same size stadium.
Okay.
No, Celtic and Rangers have a lot more honours. They've got I was looking the other day, right, and Rangers have been in European competitions 52 times, right?
Right.
They've never been into a final of the Champions League. They've never reached past the quarterfinals in the Champions League, and they've only ever been in the Europa League final twice, and they've never won it.
Yeah.
And they've been in the competition.
Celtic.
I didn't check Celtics after that, but that was all I got for Rangers.
Yeah.
They've only ever been in the Europa League final twice. That was it. And
they've won it.
And they've won a cup Winners' Cup. And Aberdeen have won the European Cup.
What's the Cup Winners' Cup?
It's just like a little. It is quite a big trophy, but it's just like what it is. Like what it says, what it is in the name of the title. It's a Cup Winners' Cup. If you've won it's like I can't remember which ones it is, but there's certain cups. I think it's your league cup. So if you've won the Scottish League, if you've won the English League, the Spanish League Cup, you all go into a Cup Winners' Cup, and then you play.
Fair.
Like if you win the Scottish Cup, the F.
There's a lot of football, is there? Like there's a lot of different things that go on.
That's another big factor of that. If Rangers and Celtic got input, there's more football in the English League. It's like they play every a lot of the times it's 2 times a week they're playing, so it's a lot of travel, everything like that. That's another point I had to bring up for that as well. Yeah, but realistically, I don't want to piss anyone more off. Anymore.
I do.
Celtic and Rangers people off. So. Just leave me alone. I have my own opinions.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Not you, them.
The Scottish teams are shit, is what I heard.
I've been saying it for years.
Yeah,
I've
well,
never enjoyed Scottish football. I like going to watch live football, even if it is shite, to be fair. Because it's always a good day out. But
we should do that, because I can't remember the last time I went to watch an actual proper football game. But I would like to.
You know, it's funny.
I like the environment. It's proper intense.
Rangers and Man United are playing each other in Murrayfield in Edinburgh. And I think July, and I think the tickets were like 30 quid or something. So we could.
It'd be so easy to know what side to support as well. It would be amazing.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be a question.
Nah.
Anyway, sorry, Jake.
Celtic.
That's mental. Because if you had me strapped down, you had to pick a side.
Hey,
strapped down, you have to pick a side, or it's getting cut off. Yeah. I have to go with Rangers.
Do you actually?
If I have to pick a side and you're tying me down and my junk's gone, I'm going to have to go with Rangers. And that's purely because of my loyalty to Andy G.
Is it really?
Because he supported Rangers' whole, since I was
tiny.
tiny.
If you threatened me to pick one, it would probably be Celtic.
Anyway, moving on to what we were talking about off the podcast before. We introduced the fact that we were playing D&D to the people, right? And I was interested to see if anyone would actually want to watch the D&D games, i.e. put a camera up and watch the sessions.
Like a live stream of the D&D.
Like or even just we cut it down to make it like a video on YouTube or something.
Yeah, to be fair, we could edit up a video of us.
Because there's a lot of stuff that's like just people getting food, all that sort of stuff.
People deciding what spell they want to use.
People deciding what spell to use for 15 minutes. Yeah, that happens. First time playing and stuff. But what I was thinking is, if we introduce our characters a little bit, right? So you tell people about Mumu, I'll tell people about my character, Erevan. And then if people are interested to see we can tell them a little bit about what we've done, if you remember any of the story.
Some of it.
But we can tell people a little bit about what we've done, and then if they're interested, they'll let us know in the comments. And yeah, see. So,
You want me to go first?
well, I was thinking neither of us have picked characters that are in the like basic standard lure.
No, I had to pay extra just to design my fucking character on the thingy.
Did you actually?
Well, because it's a Minotaur thing,
yeah.
I had to buy a Minotaur. It was like £1.99, like, but still.
Right, so go for me, right? Describe your character to me for like the first time.
So,
what is your Minotaur's? You're a Minotaur.
So I am a Minotaur, but a Highland cow Minotaur. So it's like thick ginger furry head, like a Highland cow, like a normal Minotaur, but like thick ginger hair instead, and it's like a Minotaur, but tall, hench as fuck for
stands
no
on 2
reason.
feet, wears a kilt.
Yeah. Well, he's got like a ragged kilt thing and like a kind of like a sporn and stuff. He's got like a metal breastplate and shoulder pads, and then like gauntlets that he wears for like armor and stuff like that. And then he carries a fucking. Well, right now he's got a huge great club, like a great club he can barely carry because it's so big.
Yeah, you actually have to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah.
I forgot you had that. It's a pretty cool character though. It sounds pretty cool.
I think that's everything. Yeah, but yeah.
What happened to the Lederhosens? There was a whole story.
I couldn't keep up the German accent. I couldn't. It was too much.
Yeah, the RP.
You had to go back to being Scottish again. It was when we're getting intense moments, and it was meant to be getting really deep. Me trying to be all fucking I'm not gonna do it. But
I could get real offensive.
I debated it for a split second there, when I was like, "Oh, do I just chuck a little bit in there?" But I'll upset people.
Nah, he's willing to go in at the football fans. Yeah. The Germans are a different.
Yeah, because I don't mind offending people that like a sport, but I don't want to offend the whole nation, bro.
Nah, it's just not worth it. But I like the idea of you being. I like the idea of you being a Highland cow from Germany. It just made no sense, which made perfect sense to me.
Yeah, but the reason as well it couldn't be that is because in the backstory, his brothers, one of them was called Angus, as in like Angus cows. The other one was called Frisia for like Frisians, which is a different story, but still, like, I don't think I could have had them as German. And
yeah, so if you've never played D&D before, you design your character, you design his race, his what class he is. So his race can be anything like what Kiwi is, a Minotaur. I'm a Verdin, which is like a mix with like a hobgoblin, goblin type.
The best way to explain what it looks like is like Dragon Ball Z, Frieza. No.
Yeah, no, the green guy.
No, it's not him, isn't it? It's
the green Donnie from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, it looks basically just like a child of that.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Oh, well, I'm going to pass on before I go on my mind blank.
We need to ask Brandon, he'll know that one.
Yeah, Vegeta.
Vegeta, no.
Is it not Vegeta?
Fuck, let's move on before I offend more people.
Anyway, well, my character's like a Verdin. You can get like Dragonborn, human, dwarf, elf, half-elf. That's your race that you can pick.
You get tieflings, which are like red things with like horns and shit like that.
Loads of different varieties of different race you can pick. Then you go into your classes, which is you get your like for me, I am a warlock, so I cast spells and stuff.
Yeah, it's like your character's style. So whether he's a fighter, a magician, or whether he like is a naturist, or
if he's a healer,
any of that,
or a druid, or a paladin, or if he's just a barbarian, anything like that. You can pick your classes. Like I think there's 10, 12 classes.
Oh, I really
there's like a limit. There's a certain amount of classes you can pick, and later on you can multi-class and play like both types, so your character can learn. But you pick all that. Then you have to give him like a big in-depth backstory.
Well,
if you want to play it properly, I don't
think you do have to. I think our backstory has actually made it difficult for Stuart to write them all together. The fact that we all had like 1,000-word backstories about basically books.
Yeah, but like, see, when you said that we were playing D&D, I got too excited.
Me too, bro.
Just wrote a backstory, bro. So,
what's your backstory? Go and give us your backstory. A brief summary.
A brief rundown is that I'm a Verdin child of royalty, but my mother had an affair with a high elf, so I wasn't of the king's. I wasn't the king's son, so I was discarded from the family. I didn't know what happened to my mother. I was taken as a child, raised as an orphan. And then what else happened? Yeah, raised as an orphan. started to learn about like I really took on like the harness the power of trees and stuff like that, like nature.
Yeah.
I became one with nature for a while, and then I joined the army, and then I was went through the whole army phase of my life. Came out of, and Verdun's live like underground, so they have like an underground city and that, and then eventually I left the underground city and found you lot at another army camp.
Yeah.
But that was the basic backstory of my family. So his whole end goal is to be reunited with his mother, find out what happened to his father and his brothers.
Fair. I feel like I knew that, but I can't remember.
Well, there's like loads more to it. Like, I think I wrote. Your laptop really annoys me because I was using the trackpad there.
Listen, I didn't connect that again, bro. You need to use the mouse. I forgot.
See what I wrote, right? What I just gave you there was nothing of what I wrote. What I wrote was actually pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I know, but like say, we had like 500 to 1,000 words backstory.
It, like a lot of the time, like the DM will put your backstory into the story that they've written, and incorporate it around it. But because we'd written such in-depth ones, it was a bit intense.
Yeah.
But
would you like to hear mine?
I would indeed like to hear yours. I was just reading the last lines of my own one, but it pretty much just says, I carry the weight of my mother's legacy, the scars of my father's betrayal, and the hope of a kingdom longing for a new era. So I'm looking to go back and become king, basically.
Oh.
Of Verdun.
Of your underground lair.
Yeah, not of the world.
Yeah.
That comes later.
Well, maybe.
I've made a pact.
So yeah, mine's is.
Go on, give me Mumu's backstory.
Mumu
Yours
was
is
part of a massive, well, not even massive, of like a group of hill people that ran some of like the most fertile hills in the land.
People are minotaurs.
Minotaurs.
Yeah.
Well, like I meant like his people.
Okay.
I've seen it through a minotaur's eyes.
Sorry.
Don't judge.
Getting back in character.
Yeah, so back into so my people were like, they farmed mountain lands, and it was like mad fertile mountain lands, but then we were also like great warriors. Like our people, specifically the minotaurs, were like the best of the warriors. And then me and my brothers got tricked to leave. We got in a fight, they died. By the time I came back, the people that had tricked us had ended up raiding the city. Everybody dead. It was obviously a whole savage thing. My guy became a drunk and a murderer for hire. So he basically just pay him to kill people for you, and he just spends all his time drunk all the time. And then I got rowdy in a pub a bit and started fighting some people, and then got chucked in jail, and then was told that I either stayed in jail forever or I could help. And then I said I would help, and then that's how I got part of the D&D team.
Yeah. So Stuart put us all into like an army camp, and he told us, it was right on the moment as well, like you had to tell us a reason why you'd just been arrested. See, for your first session.
My goal is to find the people that killed my family and my thingy, and my end goal is to find them. And
that too was also sprung on us last second in our last session, actually. It's like something happened to all of our characters, and he's like, make a wisdom saving check. Yeah. We all failed the wisdom saving check, and he came to each one of us and he was like, what is Erevan's greatest desire? Oh, the funniest thing about my character that I haven't actually mentioned is, you know how the fact that like my mum had an affair and had me. Well, my name is Erevan, which is one night in Elvish, so it's just one night stand. That's why I named him that. Great. I thought it was class.
Yeah, no, it's clever.
I tried to get it as one. I think it's one night stand. Or I think it's just one night, because one night stand looked really stupid, and I thought Erevan just sounded better.
You put a lot more thought into yours than I did.
Yeah. It was for the comical. It was for it was for the comical moment, but Mumu just turned out to be funnier, so was it worth the effort?
Yeah. And I'm vibing with it. Keeps it Disney. He's like an absolute like axe wielding fucking hoodlum, so it makes sense just being called.
Yeah, that's
Mumu.
where the Mumu thing. Like,
yeah,
it's funny.
Mumu.
I was actually that's where the Mumu thing came from for the podcast, but I'd actually called you it the week before we started recording.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Stuart was here helping you build a character, and he was like, "What do you want to call it?" And you turned around and Stuart typed in Mumu as your name. So.
And then I was like, I can't believe you've actually just right after you fucking started.
So that's why it stuck. It just had to be there now. I'm gonna change. I've actually changed it. I'm gonna change my phone to Mumu now.
Yeah, actually, excellent.
Why does your guy always seem constipated? That's when I make my moves.
That's what the moo is. I honestly was just about to dip into a German accent there again, just to try and make a joke of it, and I just couldn't bring myself out.
Please leave it alone. Leave the Germans alone.
Yeah, I thought it would be funny and I shite bagged it.
But sure, our DM is brilliant. He puts on all these characters. He brings in like these NPCs that he plays, and he makes it like it really helps to like set the scene, put you in the place, and helps you imagine what's going on.
And he's definitely made it more like playable for like us having never played it before.
First time
like he's
ever.
made it more manageable. We've not just gotten like rinsed at like stupid.
Not even just
like
the fact that he's done that. He's guided us through stuff as well. Like sometimes like it'll be like, you can check these things. You can make investigation checks and these types of things. Cause we've never played it before. Like there was a mention of us just being interested in fighting. Like in the group chat, they were like, everyone just seems to just want to fight. We want to do the story more. So we're focusing on the story as well. But your first instinct when you're playing these games is right, just attack. That's just your first instinct. But you are right. You had to take more time in the story because that's what the whole thing's about. That's why it lasts so long.
Well, it was from playing
Baldur's Gate. Not picking your moves.
Yeah, playing Baldur's Gate was what made me realise how much like Dungeons and Dragons is like in 90% of games. Like say that somebody goes, you're at a castle full of goblins. What did you do? If you're in a sword game, what are you doing? You're running around and you just start fighting them all. Yeah. Like you're just running around and slaying them room by room. But this was the first time I'd played a game playing Baldur's Gate when I realised that there is an option to do everything differently. So you could do it by fighting them all, or you could do it by not fighting any of them, and you can like find ways, and that was really good. Like realising that that's the way the game is. Like there is multiple ways of doing everything that you can do. It's just really good fun.
Depending on what your character's abilities and stats are, like for example, Warlock, I've got higher wisdom and charisma than like your character, who is
strength and charisma.
Yeah, strength. Are you charisma as well?
Yeah, so strength, a little bit of dex, but mainly strength and charisma.
I don't think it'll be as high as mine.
Intelligence, wisdom,
17.
No. It's my strength that's the highest.
Yeah, because you get one. You normally have like one stat that's like a little bit higher than all the rest.
Yeah, strength for mine because the kind of character.
Either way, just because my charisma is for casting spells because of the warlock. But for example, if you were doing normally a fighter doesn't have like mad charisma. So if you were doing a situation where you were trying to like talk your way out of someone, like persuade someone to do something for you, or talk your way out of a situation, you would go with, say, my character would get a higher roll in the charisma checks than someone as like a fighter who would do, if you're opening a door or smashing through a wall, you would choose somebody with the higher strength checks. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's why it's important to know, like, because we all wanted to be a character at one point, and then we all ended up none of us going it. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to be a dragonborn at the start, then I wanted to be a half elf.
Yeah, I wanted to be a mad magician, but then I changed my mind.
Yeah, and you have to like, because of what other people are doing in your party, you have to like play around with it as well. So it forces you to play different roles. So I'm looking forward to even starting off our second campaign.
Yeah, I'm looking forward because I'm going a more spell hungry person.
Well, I can't wait.
I really enjoy being
this one. I can't wait to multi-class now and become a warlock fighter, so I could have both.
Yeah, well, I want to multi-class into something that has spells. Maybe not necessarily a warlock, but maybe just like, I don't know, something. But I'll work it with even maybe a paladin or something like that.
Paladins are good for healing
because it would be good. Yeah, so being
you could
like
probably heal yourself in that a lot with a paladin stuff. Either way,
it'll be good.
I just wanted to see if people would be interested in watching it. You know what I mean? Because I think it would be quite good. I used to watch Rooster Teeth play it back in like 2014, something like that. I used to watch them play like at a round table, and like they had like the whole setup for it. They had like stage crew and stuff doing it, stuff in the background, the stuff on the screen. They had like what Josh designed a board for us to play on. Did you see that in the group chat?
I think so, yeah.
So they had stuff like that, but it was a massive one, and they all sat at the table and they walked through it. It was a really good setup. So if you were to get something like that on the go for the YouTube, I would just see if people would be interested to play it. Because I'd never seen D&D done before or played before.
Well, fuck it. What we'll do is the next
time
there's
like a nerdy D&D vibe on it.
We'll start
like just nerd. It is like you're not running out and throwing a football or playing a sport, and like I just don't find it nerdy at all. I just think it's so cool. That might make me a loser, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't think it's nerdy at all. I just don't think it is. I think it's just storytelling. Because you get to play your
it's more
character.
nerdy
So
because of the usual kind of people that are enticed by it.
I think that's just the perception on it. Because like, look at the people that are playing it right now. It's a room full of guys that like to go out, and me, that like to go out and just like roll around with it and fight people. These are all like big musty blokes.
Yeah, mate, but that's what you'll find out. Most jiu-jitsu gyms are filled with misfits and absolute dorks. Like it's gamers and absolute nerds. Like that's the kind of people that go to the gym. Like gamers and total dorks.
Yeah.
And dork gamers like myself. Like
Why does that make them dorks and nerds though? You know what I mean?
It's just because it's just if you ask people at the gym, like that's like at the gym, that's what we've had conversations where that's what they'll come to the conclusion of. Like the people that, but it's like misfits and gamers. Like
the ones that are
people.
like almost feel forced to go to the gym. They go to the gym for a reason.
Yeah, I think it's just people that aren't necessarily involved in something. Like, you know what I mean? You don't get a lot of people that necessarily, like, say, used to play football. You don't get a lot of guys that played football that'll come to the gym because they've been involved in something so big, like a full team.
Yeah.
Things like that. You know what I mean? But when there's people, like you say, a lot of people like myself, for example, when I was like, not even me because I played rugby, but like people that'll like play, that'll sit in their house and play video games most of the time, when they eventually get a bit older and they go, oh, I should go out and do something, like, it's a sport that's indoors. You don't need to be like running around the place and things like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, I think it's so it's like it entices people like that.
Not helping my point here though. I just don't think it's a nerdy thing. Because if you look at the room that we're in, look at Karis, man. Karis is out and climbing Mount Everest and everything.
Yeah.
She hasn't actually done that yet, but you know what I mean? Like she's like ice picking up literal mountains.
Have you ever thought that maybe that's just like, though, that like other people maybe looking out think that we're dorks? Like we don't think we are.
I absolutely, could agree that I am a dork, but I don't think necessarily D&D has to be. I just think it's storytelling, and you get to do whatever you want with your character. Like how much do I love the RP?
Farted.
So I could completely see that on camera too.
Yes.
Not even needed to pretend. You actually did it a second time, bro. But you get to play your character so differently. You know how much I actually RP my character, and I love RP.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Put on the voices and stuff. I like shouldn't have made them what I have, but it is, man. You know what I mean?
Well saved.
But it is what it is. So if you're interested to see us play D&D, and you can watch, and come along with the story, it would be we'd be interested. But probably wouldn't do it for the session that we're doing now because we're like.
Well, no, what we'll do is
6-7 sessions in. I would probably say start from the next campaign.
Well, no, we'll see, because we'll maybe even put together like a little video, like take wee videos over a couple of sessions just to see what like it is, and then maybe
I get that. I just
maybe
think
just
people
put something for people to see.
Then, would they?
No, but it wouldn't really have much to do with the story. It would mainly be about just us, the hilarity that we have while we're playing it. Like the initial video is not going to be 30 minutes of somebody explaining the story of our D&D thing. It's going to be 30 minutes of us enjoying playing D&D.
Yeah. But I mean, going forward, people.
But for the first one.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Anyway, it's just an idea that I floated out there. So, if you want us to do it, leave a comment. If not, then don't leave a comment. That's fine by me.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think we're going to call it there.
Yes.
But thank you for joining me once again on this lovely pod.
Pleasure as always.
It's been. It has been a pleasure. I don't know why my brain's farting right now at the end of it. I'm obviously getting tired. But thanks everybody for listening and watching. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, and please follow us on Spotify. It really helps more than you know. So check out the socials as well, Instagram and TikTok, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.